Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Love Mornings. It is a beautiful day. Time to share a little connection and start with a song. Yesterday we tried to do a squiggle game, and I made an event in advance, and it just didn't work on Facebook. It didn't show up in the feed. So I know we had couple people there, but most people couldn't find it. So that was frustrating. But we're here today, and maybe you'll find your way here today, and maybe you're here in time for the song, or maybe you're watching this archive because the song starts now. Welcome to this day. Da, da, da. I'm here to say da, 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 that it's love morning. And hey, da, 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 da. I'm happy and I'm gay, do, 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 do. And I'm also here to say, do, 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 that it's a love morning. Welcome to this day. Let's all just say that we are great. Do, 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 do. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Love Morning. Hi, Bill. Hello to you. Sending you warm hugs and love to Cleveland. And hello, Angela. Good morning. Good morning to you both. And good morning, Gerbot. Good morning. Welcome, everyone who is here for this live broadcast. It's Friday? Oh my goodness. TGIF. Woo! I've been having a doozy of a week or two. Trying to get my bearings. Good morning, Kat. Good morning to you. Welcome to Love Morning. Oh, looking forward to events this weekend and lack of events this weekend and maybe some relaxation. But I am starting to feel like I am behind the ball in a number of things. So maybe I will try to get some productivity done this weekend. Had some inspiring interactions this week and witnessed some friends just doing great things in the world and trying to take that as inspiration. Why? So, Love Morning is a chance for us to witness one another, to inspire one another, to remind each other that we're not alone in the world, and to remember that we have the ability to be ambassadors of love as we go through our days, and just to spread a little kindness and connection. I'll admit that I have been, maybe a little self-focused, slipping out of that service state, a little bit woe is me, licking my wounds. And, the best way to get out of that is to get into a place of service, try to do something for others. So maybe that will be a place that I can focus on, is how to shift my energies from introspection and maybe judgment and into a place of service. I do have an appointment with a therapist this weekend, and who knows what else. I'm recording a podcast tomorrow. We're going to do the movie Risky Business, which I watched last night. It's President's Day weekend? Well, look at that. Thanks for that reminder, Kat. I love that. May our leaders be ambassadors of love. Yes, love that. Good morning, Brent. Hello to you. And hi, Marie. Thanks. I've always, I'm not really a beige person, but this style of monster fur that's kind of like all curly, sort of. I love it. Good morning, Natasha. Natasha is grateful that it's Friday and managed to keep up with the whirlwind of emergency veterinary surgery this week. Helping animals and their people. Looking forward to taking a breath tonight. Helping. There you go. That's what I was just talking about. Like, it is so nice to be able to know that you're spending your energies in a place of service and spreading a little light, lifting someone up. And so I will work on finding the places that I can have that feeling. It's the antidote to so much. Good morning, Faith. Hello to you. And hello, Erica. Good morning. I got to see my parents yesterday, which was really wonderful. They have had COVID, and they're just on the other side of their COVID journey and no longer contagious. And so I was able to go just spend a little time with them. We didn't do much. We just talked and hung out outside and took in a little of the sunshine. Cool, crisp day and sun on our face. It was really nice. So it was it was a good, like sometimes I go over there and I help them, that feels really good. And sometimes we have these deep conversations, that feels good. This was just sharing space, and I would get to remind myself of how blessed and how grateful I am that they are still in my life. Thank you, Natasha. I had I'm going through some interesting stuff where I'm trying to stay open to certain feelings and not shut down, and but man, not going the way I want, not going smoothly. So I'm having to learn coping mechanisms in a way that I never really have had to before, so that I don't retreat to safe spaces, or if I make decisions, or it's not from a place of fear, but one of self-love. Angela's got a counseling appointment this afternoon. It has been a long time. It says, thank you for helping remove the stigma to getting help. My pleasure. We had a gratitude circle this week, and almost like 80% of the people in their gratitudes, they were grateful for therapy. And it was so cool to have that, I don't think that expression would have been heard, 5 years ago, outside of very specific circles. And I just think it's really beautiful that we live in a time now where, when people have a rash, they go to a doctor. And when people have anxiety, they go to a doctor. Or ADHD or depression or whatever it is. And honestly, we live in a time when, we have access to all sorts of crazy healthy foods, but the physical environment, there's so many ways that we can stay healthy, but our mental, spiritual environment is as toxic as it's ever been. Like the ability to avoid mental sickness is challenging. It'd be like if we were eating fast food every meal, then everyone would be sick physically. But we're consuming fast food information daily. So it's no wonder everyone's sick. Mentally, spiritually. Faith says, so thankful to be here and for my dog snoring on my lap. Love from Florida. Love you, Faith. Hello to you in Florida. Kat says, I think men have been taught to deal with emotional conflict in different ways than women. Good job trying new ways and not retreating. I'm trying. And I'm also becoming aware of things. It's really easy for me to get into a place where I'm a very harsh judge of myself. At least that's what people tell me. Because I very quickly go to, I suck. And I can't believe that I still can't do this. And look at my life. You can see, I'm 51 years old. I've never been married, never been close to having that kind of connection or relationship or family. And so what about this? I mean, I've figured out something that works for me. I clearly can function in the world for the most part. But what, to evolve, how much of what I have built to function do I need to dismantle? And that's a fucking terrifying concept. If even worth it, and it's tough because then when you start to dismantle something and then it doesn't go awesome, then you gotta have faith, I guess. So I don't know. I don't have a history of and I'm not going to go down this road. I'm grateful to be here in this moment. Grateful for this day. Grateful to be in San Diego. Grateful I got to see my parents yesterday. Christopher is grateful for the nurses and staff treating my dad at the hospital this week. I appreciate the very caring ones. Yes, much gratitude to all medical workers and veterinary workers and everyone who dedicates so much of their life and energy to healing each other. And we'll say the mental health professionals as well. Tara says, good morning. I am grateful for many things today. Thank you for presenting mental wellness as a normal part of our personal health care. I am grateful for therapy, a new promotion, love mornings. You are loved and appreciated, Halcyon Stin. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Natasha. You, of all people, know the truth behind the curtain. So, you, of all people, know that I have a good front and plenty of unhealthy, unresolved aspects to what's not presenting publicly. So I totally appreciate the kindness and the affirmations, but I still have a very deep fraud self-identity. If people really know me, but that's okay. That's can be a natural thing too. Oh, Amy's here! Happy birthday, Amy! Okay, I'm gonna make up a birthday song for you. Oh, it's a day to celebrate Piper. Bum, bum. It's a day we're gonna invite her, dun, 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 to be a part of all our gratitude. We are thankful for Amy. She raises Asher so good, and she makes it like gravy. It's all good today. It's Amy's birthday, yeah, and we are celebrating with you. Good morning. Happy birthday. Aww. Yay! I was hoping I'd get to see you today in some way and somehow. And super grateful for you, Amy. Grateful that I got a call. Was that just yesterday? Yes, I got a video call from Asher, and he asked if we could have a dance party. His moves are getting incredible. Quite the dancer. Quite the energized little human. Pew, 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 run, jump, choo, 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 then freeze. He likes these songs that have this, do this, do this, do this, now freeze. And then he freezes and falls onto the couch. It's very dramatic, but a lot of fun. So I'm super grateful for Amy and Asher. Happy Friday, everyone. It is Love Morning. If you got something that you're grateful for, we would love to hear it. Kyle says, I feel a lot of what you're saying. I'm grateful that we aren't alone in the turmoil of the human condition. Thanks for sharing. Thanks, Kyle. I had this kind of, it was part of a discouraging headspace that I was going through, where I was like, I was talking to a friend about who'd written a book and how many copies they'd sold of the book. And I was like thinking about how many copies of both my books combined I've sold. And I'm not even going to say the number because people seem to think that I am successful. So I don't want to ruin that. But I was like, I said, maybe if I had like a manager or somebody that could help me get, and they're like, well, what would you promote? What would, and I was like, you know what? All I ever really do is just share my life and study my life and just go through my process and do it publicly. That's not really a thing. It's not really, maybe that is narcissism. Maybe that is, but I do know that it has some benefit, as you said, Kyle. I think that there is a benefit to seeing the unity of the human experience, it kind of can break our shame thoughts, our feelings of isolation and separateness when we know that there are other people going through things. I think I do have certain gifts as far as communication and articulation. And so I think that that has been my just go-to dharma thing of just like, okay, just share, and especially share the learning and the lessons and the process of seeking the lessons and seeking the silver linings and acknowledging that it's not all fun and that traditionally that has had benefit to people. But I also, yeah. So I will just, in the meantime, accept that is all going the way it should be. I need to pay attention to my own advice. I need to reread my own book. My friend said, like, when I said I barely, I don't sell many books, and they're like, well, you never mention it. Why don't you ever mention that you've got books? You never mention that you have a coaching program. You never mention this stuff. It's like, yeah, that's a good point. I think part of that is, maybe I have the self-worth stuff of like, should you really, like, if you're going to spend money on something, should you spend it on me? I don't know. Maybe there's better stuff out there. Thank you, Victoria. That's true, Amy. I appreciate that Ren did it in a song. And so that's okay. I guess that's the answer. I need to sing more. See, you figured it out for me, Amy. I'm definitely singing more and more. Here's what I got to figure out is hey Pierre, I don't plan in advance. I don't rehearse. I don't edit. So I just show up and flow. At the end of the day, I'm done. So like I do a podcast, I edit that day, next day I'm done. I wrote a book. It's kind of a first draft theater. That's not true. The second book, Protagonist, I'd worked a lot on and worked with an editor and that. So it's not outside my realm of possibility, but generally everything's good enough. And so I never achieve a masterpiece like Ren did. But so maybe I need to find a coach who can help me to work on a single project and get it to a place of masterpiece. See, it's easy for me to say in the moment. Let's see if I do anything about it. Wendy, grateful to connect with you. Welcome to Love Morning. And hello, Izzy is in Ibiza. Izzy Biza. Yeah. Welcome. Hello, Isabel. And Christopher saying, my philosophy has been kind of fake it till you make it. Living the fantasy until it becomes reality. I had a band, and I kind of sucked, but I got gigs and got on the radio eventually. Amy's saying, maybe the culmination of what you have done and will do is the masterpiece. Maybe, yeah. I think there's something to that. Like, and I think that in some ways, like, part of my role is like as a bridge. I think a lot of people who go on to do wonderful things run across me at a time when they are trying to figure things out. And I think that I can be a soothing, calming, like, bridge, or like a safe place to stand as you are moving forward in your growth and evolution. And so, I mean, there are definitely, yeah, ego kicking in. And I didn't mean to go down this route. So, Gearbot saying, recovering perfectionist over here, big fan of good enough. Pierre saying, you show up. Yeah. Gearbot saying, I'm grateful for ADHD meds and for helping me to be a productive member of society. Excellent. Anyone else got any more gratitude before we have a hug and head off into our days? I have a date today. And looking forward to that. And having faith that goes well. It is a beautiful Friday. It is Love Morning. We are ambassadors as we head out into the world. We can take this collective vibe that I tainted with a little bit of my whininess, but we will, in our last seconds here, shake it off and sink into gratitude for this life, for this ability to perceive, to be a witness to the unfolding of this wild and fertile planet, to be able to experience this human condition, to have a ride in this sensing, feeling, stressing, joyful, climaxing body, and hope and have some just raw gratitude for existence, and try to be noticing the little specifics of this existence, trying to squeeze the juice from each little experience. Try to practice being mindful and grateful, and take that into our interactions, infusing a little kindness, recognizing when we can bring light into someone else's world, into their day, into their moment, into all of our relationships. And I'll say, in trying to be aware of, are there relationships that you could heal, you could bring light? Is there someone that you have treated in a way that a little gesture might ease their burden or discomfort? I encourage you to listen to this week's Stay Sparked episode, where we talk about how just sending a message thinking about you can be so, so big. And as we talk about in the episode, there's a difference between saying, how are you doing, is different than thinking about you. Do you see the difference? How are you doing is an ask. It requires effort. Thinking about you just says, I'm just gifting you the awareness of love and energy and attention. So I'm thinking about you, not really you specifically in this moment, because that would be a lie, because I don't know. But I can, as I said, people's names who are here. Yes, I was thinking about you. So thank you. Wendy sharing that life trials are complicated but necessary. How would you ever appreciate a beautiful thing if you've never experienced an unholy thing? Succeeding when you are in a hard place will be rewarded in your karma. Well, I am honored to be in this moment with you right now. So wherever you are, let's give ourselves a squeeze. Feel connected in this moment. Recognize we are experiencing consciousness through these bodies. Recognize that even though our bodies might be separate, we can be connected in our intentions in this moment. So let's be connected in this intentional hug, sharing our core humanness with one another, our interconnected lives through these wacky, wild ways as we take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of you, thank you for being here. I love you.